Welcome to your Flame Fundamentals training. In this video, you'll learn how to mix multiple resolutions in a sequence. Due to the variety of cameras and formats available today, mixing media with different settings is quite a common occurrence. You'll cover what happens when resolutions are edited together, what timeline effects is used to make this happen, and what settings you would tweak for the incoming formats. Flame is resolution independent. This means you can edit as well as composite multiple resolutions together. You can mix and match resolutions and frame rates in a sequence, but ultimately, all the segments will have to match the output resolution of the sequence. So as a general rule, if a source clip differs from the sequence by frame size, bit depth, or frame interpretation, Flame will use a timeline effects to allow all the different resolutions to coexist in a single sequence. For example, the conform sequence is 2048 by 854. From the examples folder, you can import the 4K clip into the media panel. Drag this into the existing edit to replace the matching segment. If the segment had a different frame rate, you may also get a message about that, but just continue ahead. Now, whether you had conformed multiple resolutions or manually edited a different resolution like this into the edit, Flame will always apply a timeline effects onto the segment. This is the resize timeline effects, and it enables multiple resolutions to exist in the sequence. If you call up the segment's properties, you will see the highlighted information which tells you that this segment's resolution is different to the sequence's resolution. Any mixed media resolution in the sequence will automatically get a resized timeline effects. This cannot be deleted, moved, or muted in the timeline effects pipeline unless you are compositing with an action timeline effects, which will be covered in later videos. The effects ribbon of the Resize Timeline Effects gives you all the options to control the resizing of your media. However, performing the adjustments in the effects environment gives more visual feedback. My recommended layout is to hide the Explorer if not needed, and switch the viewports to a 2-up view. On the left is the original front view, and on the right is the output result. Please note that when working in a sequence, the destination resolution is grayed out because the resolution is locked to the sequence. However, when resizing outside of the sequence as a separate tool or node-based composite, you can set the destination resolution to whatever you want. When scaling images of different sizes and aspect ratios, the first area you need to look at in the Resize Timeline Effects is the resizing options. This controls the type of image scaling, and you can set the default behavior in the Flame Preferences Tools TLFX tab. The initial resizing method with the standard user profile is called center crop. As the name says, the resize is taken from the center of the image. If the source media is larger than the destination resolution or resolution of the sequence, the image will simply be cropped. There is no scaling being applied to the source media. The next option is letterbox. This is very useful for maintaining media with different aspect ratios. In other words, letterbox will scale the longest edge of the source media to the resized frame. So if you wanted to preserve a 4:3 ratio in a 16:9 frame, you can do this, and you'll get a black letterbox on either the top and bottom or left and right edges of the resized frame. The next resizing method is fill. This takes the source media and stretches it in every direction to fill the frame. Fill ignores the aspect ratio, so it is possible that your image will have some distortion if the aspect ratio of the source media and destination resolution are not the same. The last resizing method is crop edges. This resizing option relies mostly on the bounding box around the original source media. so you would typically use this method to isolate a specific portion of your image. One common request in post-production is to reframe a shot if your source media has a higher resolution than the sequence. For example, let's say you want a tighter shot of the actor and you want them offset from the center of the frame. Set the resize method to crop edges. Using the bounding box, grab a corner and scale the size to taste. This zooms into the source media, and you can reframe the shot by moving the bounding box around the frame. So it's really easy to reframe your shots if you're working with high-resolution media. Please note that it is possible to animate these values if you want to perform a pan and scan effect. However, I recommend using the action timeline effects, as it's properly equipped to handle that type of transformation. When you return to the timeline environment, you can see the result in the player, and you should be able to play the preview without rendering. Please move on to the next video, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Flame Learning channel. Thanks for watching.